How's it going, beautiful people? Ben here, and today on this episode of Know Your Stuff, we're going to be going over some very popular celebrities who have very interesting names. And what I want to do is I want to look into the meanings of their names and what kind of significance it has, because I think names are very powerful. And when you come across a celebrity that you look up to and they have a very unique name, we want to get to know more about it. And of course, it's really good trivia to share with your friends. So let's get started. We will be looking at 5 celebrities that are kind of trending right now and looking at the origin of their names. So the first celebrity we're going to be looking at is Finn Wolfhard. I know this is coming from a mile away. I'm a huge fan of Stranger Things. He's the most popular, one of the most popular at least, characters in Stranger Things, who plays Mike Wheeler. So I wanted to look at his name, and now some of you sitting out right there are thinking, Finn Wolfhard isn't really a unique name, but when you know about the origin of that name, you will be very impressed. So get ready and hold on to your breeches. So Finn is actually a pretty common name in the Western world. I'm pretty sure every one of you guys actually knows somebody personally with that name. If not, you've probably heard it at some point in your life. But the name Finn actually comes from a Irish origin, and it means fair, clear, something that's bright. But it does have an association with an Irish myth, an Irish hero per se, named Fionn Mac Kumail, otherwise known as Finn Mccool to make it easier. Now, Finn Mccool is incredibly interesting because he's probably one of the most well-known Irish mythological heroes. He's kind of like the equivalent of Heracles, Perseus, Jason from Jason and the Argonauts in Greek mythology. Now, what he's most famous for is actually defeating this fire-breathing man monster called Aelin, who would every year lull the people of this place named Terra. He would lull them all to sleep, and while they slept, he would destroy their town. And this would happen every single year, over and over again. But then comes Finn Mccool one day, and he's like, I'm gonna take you down, Aelin. And he did a bunch of stuff, and eventually ended up killing Aelin and ridding him of destroying Terra forever. So after he took down that big bad baddie, he became a legend, and everybody knew who he was, according to legend. And he's also well known for creating a bunch of really popular Irish natural landmarks, such as the Giant's Causeway. If you guys don't know what the Giant's Causeway is, it's a very famous landmark that people can actually go and see. I will probably post some photos right now, like you're watching the image right now while I'm talking. And yeah, Finn Mccool. Pretty cool name origin. And Finn Wolfhard's last name, Wolfhard, actually is Germanic in meaning. It comes from the word wolf, which means wolf, and hart, which means strength, or steadiness. So Wolfhard means wolf steadiness, or wolf hardy, or hardy wolf. Anywhere you can take that. Celebrity name number 2 is none other than Wonder Woman herself, Gal Gadot. Now, what's interesting about Gal Gadot's name is that both her first name and last name is full Hebrew in origin. Her first name, Gal, means wave, and her last name, Gadot, means riverbanks. And if you know her, you might not be surprised, because Gal Gadot was actually born in Israel. Her whole family has lived in Israel for a very long time, and she actually, before she even became a celebrity, won Miss Israel 2004. So no surprises there, but I thought it was very interesting. Celebrity number 3 is Shira Ronan. And yes, you have been pronouncing her name incorrect your entire time, because it is pronounced Shirsha. I know it looks like Saoirse, and I've been calling her Saoirse for a very long time, but it's actually Shirsha, and her name is also very Irish in origin. Shirsha means freedom, while Ronan actually means little seal. And what's really interesting about her last name, Little Seal, is actually based on a very unique Irish mythological tale about the Selkie, which is a female seal who got way too close to the shore one day and turned into a human form. And she couldn't go back to becoming a seal because the man that was there took her basically seal-like clothing, I guess. Yeah, he took it and then he married her, he had kids with her, but one day she was able to find that piece of clothing that he had kept away, and then she put it back on, became a seal, and went back into the ocean. And every now and then she would still come close to the shore now so that she could see her kids, you know, near the island where she ended up living in and having kids with that man. Now, that is incredibly interesting, and I'm going to do a really quick fact out there. If you guys haven't seen the movie Song of the Sea, it actually came out a couple of years ago and actually got an Oscar nomination. Didn't win the Oscar because I think Big Hero 6 won that year, but that movie is actually about the tale of the Selkie, but it's interpreted in their own way, but the main character in that movie is actually Shira. Number 4 is Ansel Elgort. And his name is very unique because it doesn't really have a meaning. So I looked up the name Ansel, and in Wikipedia and other sources, they have no idea where that name came from. They do know it has Germanic origins, but they don't even know the meaning of it. They have speculated that there are two meanings that it might be, which the first one is with divine protection, or the second one, which means follower of a nobleman. Now, those two meanings are completely different and far out of left field, so I'm not even sure if those even have any legitimacy on the name. His last name, Elgort, is also Old English in origin, but it doesn't have any specific meaning. But there is some speculation that it's derived from an Old English word called Elgir, which means noble spear. And finally, for number 5, we have Kumail Nanjiani. And I know this came out of left field because we were primarily looking at Western names, but he is getting really popular as a comedian, and he recently starred in the movie called The Big Sick, which, you know, got pretty good reviews. So Kumail is actually a Pakistani name which means perfect or whole, while Nanjiani is actually just a really common last name for Pakistani families. It doesn't really have any significant meanings. If you guys do know the significant meaning of his last name, because I looked for it and couldn't really find anything, please be sure to comment down below, or any of the names that I couldn't find any specific meanings for. Comment down below, let the world know, let the people know, and let other people impress their friends with their name knowledge. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have been a great audience, and I hope to see you on the next one. Be sure to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Comment down below on what you think. If you have any ideas for future videos, future Know Your Stuff episodes, put it down below. And I'll see you on the next one. Love you guys.